It's 12 o'clock. Thanks for joining us at 13 News at Noon. I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan, along with our meteorologist, Sean Ash, who has been watching radar, saying that we've got another round of storms.
Yeah, what we have this afternoon, this evening is going to be hit and miss, so that's good. And it does look like the better threat of severe weather is going to be displaced a little farther east.
Okay.
That's also good for now.
For now.
Okay.
The rest of the story is about to unfold.
Yes, and we will get to that part of why I'm saying that for the weekend here in just a little bit. Let's take care of today right now. We're starting to see a few breaks. Low 70s at this hour. Might sneak up into the upper 70s in a few locations. There's a pretty gusty southwest wind. So you can see this line of downpours and some gusty wind, and a little bit of lightning, not a whole lot. That's moving into Ohio, and I believe that's going to intensify in the Buckeye State, where there's a much higher chance for this thing to produce severe wind gusts. For us, we've got cloud cover. We do have humid air. We've got dew points that are flirting with 60. It's not terribly crazy, but it will be enough that if we get some breaks in the cloud deck, it's going to allow what you see here on Future Track 13. Notice it's not a lot of coverage, but there will be some quick moving splash and dashers, rumbles of thunder, and an outside chance that one of these or two of these may produce locally severe gust. And you can see might get a little increase here on that far eastern side of the state. So we want you to stay weather aware. We're going to have some additional thunderstorms, and we can't rule out a few of those being severe here. So as you go outside this evening, make sure you're monitoring radar. There will be a few outdoor events that will be impacted. Now, we've got another batch of thunderstorms for tomorrow, and then the first of many big weekends here in the month of May. We'll have the latest forecast ahead here in just a few minutes. Hope to see you then.
All right, Sean, thanks so much. And now to an update on a story that we've been following all day. One man is dead after a shooting on the far south side of Indianapolis. We want to show you this. This is the scene. This near Madison Avenue and Stop 11 Road around 12:30 early this morning. IMPD now telling us that they responded to a report of a shooting in the alley behind a strip mall. Police say when they arrived, they found the man who had been shot and that he later died at the hospital. So right now we're working to learn more about the victim and what led up to the shooting there. We will pass along updates as we learn more. One man now is under arrest, accused of opening fire inside the Jackson County Public Library in Seymour. Police say they got the call around noon Wednesday. Officers say an 18-year-old went inside the library and fired one shot at two employees. One of them, we're told, has minor injuries. Then police say the man went to the second floor of the library, and that's where a visitor tackled him and held him until law enforcement arrived. Investigators then later determined that the suspect first went to Seymour High School, going there intending to target a school resource officer, but that he never entered the school or made contact with that officer. Police say the suspect eventually left, and that's when the suspect went on to the library. Now he is facing multiple preliminary counts that do include attempted murder. A group of Hoosiers now is rallying against immigration policies here in the U.S. President Donald Trump and his administration have taken a hardline stance on immigration since retaking office, especially for the deportation of Kilmer Abrego Garcia. He was deported to a prison in El Salvador back in March. Our Logan Gay went to a vigil where some people here in Indiana say they believe the policies have gone too far.
Save the Constitution! The people gathered on the federal courthouse steps say defending the Constitution is what led to this prayer vigil and rally. Save the Constitution! Stuart Moore works in immigration. He says seeing the president and his administration's refusal to attempt to bring Kilmer Abrego Garcia back after he was mistakenly deported to a prison in El Salvador is un-American.
We believe as Americans that we are all entitled to rights of due process. And for the Trump administration not simply to ignore the ruling of the Supreme Court, but also to mock the ruling of the Supreme Court is an offense to our Constitution and an offense to all of us as Americans.
The president recently acknowledged in an interview with ABC News that he could call El Salvador's president and have Abrego Garcia sent back, but he doubled down on his claims that Abrego Garcia is a member of the MS-13 gang. Police in Maryland identified Albrego Garcia as an MS-13 member in 2019, but he was never charged. That gang identification is what prompted the Trump administration to send Albrego Garcia to El Salvador. But the deportation violated a U.S. immigration judge's order in 2019, protecting him from being sent to El Salvador. Now, Hoosiers are urging lawmakers to push back.
For justice, you'll care for the most vulnerable among us.
It means a lot to me that freedom and independence and rule of law is how we need to run this country, and we've gotten off track.
If we're under attack,
We're calling on our representatives and our senators to speak up and say it's not okay that the Trump administration violates Supreme Court orders. It's that simple. It doesn't matter what the order is.
Saida Campos works at an immigration law firm and handles a lot of removal defense clients' cases. She says what happened to Garcia impacts their clients and others.
It's an attempt by the administration to continue to instill fear in people and make everyone feel unsafe, because he did have a type of status that would allow him to remain here lawfully in the United States. And so for people that are in processes that are supposed to be protected or that have some type of status, it makes you feel insecure and it can make you feel unsafe, well then what if I'm next?
And they fear how this could impact the direction of the country in the future.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun now is reflecting on his first 100 days in office, and this is the first public comment we've heard from the governor since the legislative session wrapped up. And he says this is just the beginning. He says there's likely more work to do on property taxes and also lowering the cost of health care. But he says so far he's happy with what's been done in just a few months. The governor pointing specifically to what he calls a, quote, close working relationship with lawmakers.
We were wearing them out in a good way because we were there talking to them, and I think that was welcomed, that they're going to have a partner on the second floor that's interested in really working with them to take Indiana into places I think we can go that no one imagined before.
The governor was joined by GOP lawmakers and some members of his cabinet during the event yesterday where he made those remarks at Fort Benjamin Harrison. Pacer fans are learning now the schedule for the next round of the NBA playoffs. The Pacers are getting ready for the Eastern Conference semifinals for the second straight year after beating the Bucks in OT Tuesday night. The team posting its largest comeback win in the final 40 seconds of a playoff game since the 96-97 season. So now it's to Cleveland on the road this Sunday and Tuesday. Games 3 and 4 will be back here at home next Friday, the 9th, and the following Sunday, May 11th. We are waiting for tip times. We'll share them as soon as they come in. And happy first day of May, May Day, May 1st. You know what that means. All roads lead to the Yard of Bricks. By the end of the month, the holiday weekend, Indy 500 fans are ready for it. We caught up with this gathering yesterday at Monument Circle to kick off the month of May. They got to break out their checkered outfits, and they also took in this soapbox derby. While the fans are waiting to hear the engines were on the oval, it's not going to be long before they're able to head to the track. The green flag means plenty of green for Indiana. Oh boy, do we cash in from this big event. IMS and IndyCar President Doug Bowles says it brings in $1.1 billion for the state of Indiana. Around the circle, May is here, and now it's time to really rev things up, and a local artist is really excited to show off his stuff for month of May that inspired a design. It'll be featured at this track this weekend for the big party, Rev Indy.
So I was blessed with the opportunity this year to design the backdrop for, I believe, will be the entryway to where everybody will walk past, get to see, I get to basically start the energy off at the door. So I'm real honored to do that. A
little conversation there with our Jalea Brooks and indie-based artist Fitz. His canvas for the weekend is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So if you're going to be out at the big party at Rev, keep an eye out for his work. It'll be on the green carpet. This is a sold-out event, and it benefits the IU Health Foundation. If you don't have a ticket, you can kind of get a little bit more behind the scenes if you tune in and watch this one-on-one with Jalea Brooks on WTHR+. It's all part of a new show that we have there for you. It's called Around the Circle. This is a really fun look that highlights the events and the happenings here in Indianapolis. We're talking community events, entertainment, food and culture, highlighting staples and gems, but we want to show you some of the new things too. So this is a brand new show, Around the Circle, launching today, and if you want to check it out, it is streaming on demand right now. If you don't have our app, go get it. You can download it on your TV, and then you can stream. It's free.